everything is working. It's been like a month, so I barely remember what I was doing. Secluded laboratory here. Oh yeah, we did something with advanced potions and such, right? And now it looks like we're going to be toggling brainedness. Yep. Cerebral testing facility. To one side of the laboratory, a stairway led down to a lower level, dimly lit by a series of sources that held crystals glimmering with a soft blue light. Moving down the lower corridor felt like receding away from the natural world of the sun and stars, into a place where time was held frozen. At intervals along the corridor there were windows into other rooms, but they were too dark to see inside. There were sounds, but they were so faint that Bethro could not be sure whether he heard the whimpering of some creature with its sleep disturbed, or the last cry of a desperate voice before it sank into the long silence of solitude. This, Bethro realized, had to be where they were keeping the monsters and creatures they were experimenting on. Someone had gone to all this trouble to dig out this facility and house all these monsters in order to uncover the secrets of how they behaved. Bethro wasn't sure why anyone would do that, but one thing was for certain. It wasn't out of any kind of benevolence or desire for the greater good. Okay. What's my goal? I'd like the roach to hit that button, I guess. How do I get started? Even knowing what I do about brains, I'm not immediately seeing where I should stand to make the roach do something different. Oh, hello. I'll apologize ahead of time. My allergies have been crazy this last week because it's been so unseasonably warm. I may have coughing fits. I'm going to try to mute the microphone if I feel one of those coming on, but sorry about that. Oh. Okay, that's the combination. It looks like I'll need to complete the level before I can finish this room. Research log 1 of 4. At the moment, our best understanding of the brain situation is this. We believe that brains use a very simple algorithm, sacrificing perfect pathfinding for greater speed. Specifically, the brain labels the square its target stands on as 0, adjacent walkable tiles as 1, tiles adjacent to those as 2, and so on. Monsters then prefer to move to the tile with the lowest value. This system would be unable to handle the complexity of force arrows and orthosquares, so all force arrows are treated as walls regardless of direction. Orthosquares are ignored, treated as open floor. In the event that a brain cannot find a path from the monster to its target, that monster will revert to unbrained behavior. This hypothesis accounts for all observations so far. As far as teaching someone new to draw, I mean, it's good to mention the tile scoring system, but I mean, even being someone relatively experienced with the game, I really would not usually even with a decent amount of experience playing the game, I'm still like not really not really how I think about brain movement, is what I'm trying to say. What's my goal here? This turns those on. Okay, nothing opens this door. So if nothing opens this door, then I don't want it to be closed. So the goal is to toggle them between brain and unbrain so that they will take a route that does not close the door. It seems like I also might want them to be more or less right with each other. Yeah. How can I do that? They're kind of bunched like that, but that doesn't really... I'm not sure if that's good enough. Oh, never mind. There's a fire trap back there. I don't have to do anything as complicated as that. Alright, here's where you can hit the blue door, hit the brain beyond the blue door. Since there's a green door restricting going north to finishing this room, I will try going this way. Oh, I guess I'm not going this way. I don't think I was paying enough attention. Hang on. If I go through this... Where does it show that? I'm not sure where it shows that exactly. I know inactive fire traps are not obstacles, and I know active fire traps are obstacles. I'm not exactly sure which part of solving this room requires me to know that, though. I might just be missing something obvious, though. Anyway. When multiple tiles adjacent to a brained monster are the same distance from the target, they prefer the directions in the following order. Northwest, east, south, wait. Northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. What kind of direction is wait? However, one should remember that possible moves are ranked by distance first, and directional preferences only come into play if multiple possible moves have the same distance. Most of the time, you'll only need to remember this as orthogonal, weight, diagonal, but occasionally tie-breaking between multiple orthogonal or diagonal directions will come into play. Brained wubas and rock golems will only consider the first choice move, and if this is blocked, will remain stationary. Wait isn't a direction. I mean, I know it's kind of coded like a direction because of scripting, but it's not really a direction. I guess? Okay. The phrasing seems a little bit weird to me, but I think if I understand correctly, what we're saying is that if standing still or moving diagonally would leave it the same distance away from me, then it will prefer to stand still. I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm just being tripped up on nitpicking language because wait doesn't read like a direction. I mean, I know waiting is a move type that exists in the game, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, I have a theory. That might not be a good theory, though. Should I go about this? So this doesn't work, it'll always slide off. So I think I need to have more distance away from it. To have more distance between the lava and me for it to have any chance at all of deciding to stay on the button. Like the reason it's sliding off, I think, is because it has an orthogonal move that takes it closer to me. If the lava was here and I was, on the other corner of the brain, then I'm fairly confident that it wouldn't move. But if I'm just 1 or 2 tiles away like this, then it will move. So I have to be farther ahead of it when it steps onto the button, I think. Know how to get any more distance with this room setup though. It doesn't... If I am farther away, then it never goes to the button in the first place. Right? I can only get it to go onto the button when I'm right next to it. Then it will never stay on the bottom. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Here it's moving orthogonally, even though I am right across the way from it. I guess this isn't an equivalent situation, though, because that is a path map obstacle there. It's a pit. Or is that a wall? No, that's a pit. I'm just... sure there is something about this I should be getting. I know I probably shouldn't kill one of these brains, because then there's nothing in its way of, going straight to me. There's no way to make the lava unbrained, because there are brains beyond the doors that I'm trying to open. this checkpoint trying to tell me something? Or is it just placed in the center because it's the center? That got it on the wrong button, but not the one that's close to me. Oh, okay. What did I do right? Let me think about it, because I need to repeat it. So I had it there. I went right across. Went up here. I'm gonna try to recreate that going the other way. It might be that that won't work, but I figure it's worth a try. I do need to get some distance from it somehow. I think it's important that that's an obstacle. I got to this kind of position. There has to be something that does work, right? This is probably one case where even understanding why something doesn't work really doesn't help me come up with something else that will work. Yeah, I had might be nice. I don't want to be here too long. Maybe killing the brain in the north early was a bad idea. I don't think I needed to do that for the first thing to work. Yeah, I didn't. Right, so I didn't have to kill that one. Well, I mean, okay, to be perfectly clear, I guessed that killing the north brain is probably a mistake if it wasn't absolutely necessary for getting the west door. But I guessed that for meta reasons, because there is an object in the room that might have a use. So the only reason I guessed that I shouldn't have killed it is because I know this is a fairly minimally designed room. And so the assumption is that if something is there that I can just destroy, then it's probably something that I shouldn't unless I know that I have a reason to. Something like that. Well, so I don't necessarily know in terms of the actual, like, directly in the room itself. I don't necessarily know what about this brain could be useful for solving the problem. I'm just inclined to make the assumption that I need it because it's there. Happy New Year. But I don't know how it's actually going to help me, given that I haven't found any way to make the lava path over to the eastern button while I'm farther away than right next to it. I can get it there, but not any farther. I can make it do this, but then I'm in the wrong place. Is this useful? Probably not. Oh wait, hold on. That is useful. Fine. Alright. That was the exam tutorial. Okay. So what's the deal with this? Right, okay. So, when I open this door, there's no way to kill the golem if it doesn't move. The golem has to move. In fact, it needs to move all the way over to here and die on the hot tile, because otherwise I don't have a way to kill it, since the decoy is for killing the brain. So presumably, these three are supposed to serve as some kind of roadblock to make the golem want to come to me. Let's read that list again. It'll go northeast before southeast, I guess. Although, I don't know if that'll actually let it go around the brain at all. No, it has to have... okay. It has to want to go around where the brain is because of the other obstacles in order for it to be pathing to the northeast at all. So it has to be that trying to go west is invalid to its path map, I guess. So what I want is to kill that one, like, there. Oh, excuse me a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had a call from family, needed to see what was going on. Alright. Maybe this would be easier if I did the far corner first. Like that. Excuse me. Okay. That's my hypothesis. Let's see if this spares any fruit. No, it still doesn't want to go north here. Okay. There's not really much to make a wall with here. It did say northeast before northwest, right? Before northeast before southeast. I don't really know what you mean by that, but I can try making a wall over here instead. See if that somehow helps. What I'm trying to do, it'd be better to do this. Yeah, I know that. I know that the brain is not a brain-visible obstacle. That's what I was why I was trying to make walls that it would see that would make the golem want to go around. Guess that doesn't work. I was trying to make... Well, I know that. To try to express myself a little better, I'm trying to create a situation where it would where the path map goes northeast already. And then... I'm trying to create a large enough obstacle so that when it tries to path, it will prefer to try to go around the obstacle by not going directly east through the brain. Not necessarily succeeding. Like, I feel like I could do this very easily if I had about twice as many golems. But we have exactly 3, which is a bit more fiddly as far as making precisely the right obstacle. Like, it seems natural to me that it should be block these 2, this one so that it doesn't want to go straight east, this one so that it doesn't want to go southeast, and then maybe plug this corner and that should work. That's what intuitively makes sense, but I know it's not right because it didn't work earlier. Because I tried that and it didn't work, I know that's not right. So I'm trying to think how else to correct the problem. doesn't make any sense to me that anything in the middle would have any effect. Like, way out in this giant open space, I can't see how placing obstacles in this big open space would be really useful. So it seems to me that the only places that really make sense to block off are the far east and the far west, where there's a choke point. I don't really know why it doesn't work. I mean, here's the information that I have, that brained things prefer going orthogonally before going diagonally along their desired path, and that they prefer going northeast to southeast. So if I put obstacles so that the optimal path doesn't, involves turning here, then surely it should go around. And it won't try to go east because there's something eventually in the way to the east, and it shouldn't try to go southeast because there's something directly in the way southeast. I mean, I suppose that must not be right, but I guess. I don't have enough resources to make one of them any longer, though. Like, I'm already spending all 3 golems just blocking off anything at all. That's why I said I'd be able to do this with about twice as many golems, no problem. Like, place 2 here, 2 here. Maybe even just 4 golems would be enough. Sorry. Yeah, 4 golems would be enough, because then I could block both of these and both of those. But I really don't know how to make it better with only 2, with only 3. I mean, if this spot is open, then it should be just as willing to go south and then back up again as it would be to go north and then back down again. So I can't leave this corner open. Right? I thought so. There's not somewhere else where I have a free brain path map obstacle that I can use to make it want to go north. Not that I can tell. I guess it doesn't actually matter if it goes north or south, as long as it doesn't want to go straight east. That's probably the issue that I was stumbling into. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, I wasn't thinking about the obstacle quite right. Anyway. We're not doing this room yet. We're doing this room. Let's read this scroll first. What do you have to say? Conquer the room without killing any golems on top of pressure plates. Okay. Let's understand what the room even is. So first of all, what? Huh. You know, I don't think I'm clearing this room from the north side. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, that's more like it. So... Oh. Guess that makes sense. Wait, is this an optional room too? Looks like it. So if I dare to stand even the tiniest bit farther north than this, I immediately slip off the plates and the brain is unreachable. The clone is supposed to somehow help, I guess. But even just placing it takes them off of the plates. I mean, from the challenge, I was thinking what I probably needed to do was use the stick to push a brain onto the plate as the golem steps off of it. Although I'm not sure that's actually possible. That's the only way that this could possibly work, that the challenge could be doable. Would be if you push something on the plate in the same turn that the golem steps off, or in the same turn that the golem is pushed off. But I can't even enter the room. Neither I nor the clone can actually enter the room without instantly failing it. Is there anywhere I can put the clone that won't instantly fail the room? I don't see any. There, that one moves off. There, that one moves off. Here, they'll both move off. I guess I could place a clone to immediately stab one of them and then do nothing else. Okay. I mean, it's a little silly. The room's pretty easy without doing a challenge. Apparently it's exceedingly hard if you try to do the challenge. Okay. I say I'll just move on. Wow. Alright, so this is a secret room I stumbled into out of some curiosity about these powder kegs. What is the idea here? Well, of course, I want to kill this brain. These open a fire trap, which I would like to close. This is a trapdoor gate. Right, so if I walk in here, then I'm just stuck here. So certainly I should start by going this way. That means I can't avoid pressing this plate. And I have no way, really... Well, no, I have a way. So I can do that to be able to press this. And... that's great and all, but... I probably have to enter from where the powder kegs were. Because that way, I am not turning the fire trap on before it's presumably timed to. I think I'm probably supposed to do this. Huh. I need to open this door, so I need to block this entrance, because the squat horn needs to grab somebody from the other entrance to go hit that. So, my immediate instinct is that I should probably expect to want to delay the roach as much as possible by giving it a long maze to go through. I mean, I'm either supposed to delay the roach or completely block it, but if I was supposed to completely block the roach, why would there be all these mirrors? I'd only need like 2 of them. Besides which, that would be pretty easy compared to the level of room that a secret in this part of the level of the hold is going to be at, I would think. Alright, so I'm going to take this awkward square of mirrors and try to maze with it, like I was playing a tower defense. Just make as long of a path that's still technically a path as possible. It's pretty awkward due to the cramped space. And the fact you can very easily break your walls with the sword. I don't know, I probably don't need every single mirror. I can't imagine how it would work. Right? That's basically as long of a path as I could hope to make. I'm not confident that this is long enough. There may very well be additional tricks needed, but that's a pretty long path. Oh shoot, one of those mirrors I broke I actually needed. I forgot I need to put one in the water. Let's just do this. We'll extract one of those from the north side. It's such a mess. Okay, there. Now I have the mirror that I need to put in the water. I have a long path for the roach to go across. I'll want to open that door first, and then this one. I guess I was worried over nothing. Ah, this room requires you to know that fire traps are special. Although... No, okay. Did I need the roach to walk onto a fire trap at all? I don't know. No, yeah, because of the trapdoor setup. Alright, I have one other theory for how this is supposed to work. Maybe the roach is supposed to stand right here. It's supposed to stand right here exactly when I press the horn. So that when I press the later horn, a guy can appear here. Just not the first one. So if I wanted to make a roach stand right there, I need to edit my maze a little bit. It doesn't seem like the maze needs to be exceptionally long to get through the pathway. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. Okay. So make sure that it goes to that tile. And then with the remaining L-shaped part of the room, I actually may have destroyed the mirrors that I needed, so let's start this over again. It's a little bit annoying, but I want to make sure that I do have as many resources as I actually need. Alright, so the easy way from the starting position is just to do that, and this. So now I know that the roach will stand on the tile that I think I need it to. And I can just maze with the rest of this. A little awkwardly as usual, but that's fine. How much do I need to worry about making a long path? Like, is that one long enough? Let's find out. Perfect. Oh, yeah, that's also a problem. The roach is going to spend some time just chasing this guy in an unbrained state. So I definitely need a longer path than that. Okay, I have an idea. Right after it stands here, I would like the roach to be caught in a corner so that when I switch to the other clone, like, I want the roach to be as stuck as possible while the other clone is active. So I would like for its next brained move to be northward. That way I'm using more of the space, I think. Well, I don't know. Maybe having 2 tiles to go south and then, like, wanting to go... Yeah, okay, something like this. So I want it to kind of funnel down here by vertical preference, and then only when I'm ready for it to keep moving does it go northeast in a grain pathway. Something like that. I'm sure it would otherwise break the room somehow, but I really wish I had a stick and didn't need to worry about accidentally stabbing the mirrors out of existence for this part. Oh well. Okay. I probably don't need all of these mirrors. There's no way every single one of them is needed. Right. I don't know if I can do better than that. Let's just see. Gain a little bit, a single extra turn by pulling it over like that. Oops. Don't bump into the walls for no minute. Ah, that's exactly 1 turn less than I need. What could I do to gain a little bit of time? Gain 1 more turn. I'm gonna take a screenshot and try to think about how I can improve this maze. Alright, so I think this part of the path is unavoidable, because I have to get the roach to the door as soon as I possibly can. Then after that, I feel like making it be unbrained and stop here is the right thing to do from this point. For which having this obstacle is probably the right idea. So here is the path it's actually taking, because it is efficient enough to go around diagonals. The problem is, if I got rid of, say, this mirror, then it would just path straight through there instead, and that's not what I want. Like if I tried to nudge this part of the path farther westward, there isn't any space to do that in. Let's just suppose that instead of worrying about that, I try to make the path as long as possible from this point. Those walls. That's not really better. If I have it zigzag like that, that doesn't help. I swear going north after this is probably the best way for it to go. I completely waste this if I'm not having it go east and west. So what I should do is try to make it go north and then back and forth to the east and west. Which is already what I'm doing. Maybe I should do this? Is there any space to... I don't see any way to make use of the southwest corner if I try doing things that way. Because it has to start like this. So if I try to make it go north immediately, then I can't make it go farther back west again than like that. I don't know. Like, it has to go to the door first. There is no way that any path that wastes its time on the way to the door would be useful. But after that, what do I do? If I just have it... try to work backwards a little bit. I mean, is it as simple as making a path that does this? I feel like this may not work, but... not sure what else to try. I do still have the trick of making it start from the corner, sort of. Maybe. Not sure about that. If I could even get these mirrors into position without shattering them. Again, really wish I had a stick for this part. No, this has got to be worse. This can't possibly be better than what I had before. This is way worse. Wow. If I have it hang here, and then start going north, south, north, then that's the wrong parity. I won't be able to make use of this column. If I have it go north, east, west, east, that uses everything. But that's the one that didn't work before, that I'm still off by one with. I guess that's not really, like, it would either go here, here, or it would go here, here, so this isn't worse than that spot. It's still one. It's still not enough by exactly one. I don't see a way to save an extra space, though. I'm using basically the entirety of the available space. I don't see anywhere that I can gain a turn. Like, this entire L shape is completely required and compelled. I can't do anything else with that part. And then after that, I'm pretty much using the remaining space as optimally as I could imagine doing. Where am I missing anything? I don't see anything I can do to improve this at all. This is as long as the path can possibly be. Even with holding the roach like here instead of letting it continue on. There's no, like, magic trick where I can make some of the mirrors go away after I've hit the squad horn. I don't think so. There's absolutely no way this is better than what I had before. Yeah, it's just as bad. Okay. I guess I solved it. I must have added another tile when I was fiddling back around with all this. Alright, so I guess making a larger alcove for it to get stuck in due to vertical preference was at least a big part of the key. Alright. Alright, so this room is, I think, optional but not secret, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's one of those secrets that isn't really a secret. It's one of those types of things. Well, I have to not break all the trapdoors, huh? Really not a... I don't know why this room was optional. It wasn't that hard. It doesn't seem to have been that hard. Maybe I misinterpreted something. Ah well. So, we were previewed this room a long time ago. Because it's too east. You can see it from there, but you can't enter it from there. This roach moves to whichever side its target is on, even if its path is blocked by a monster. We hypothesize that brains ignore the presence of monsters when calculating a path. I have no idea how you could reach this point without knowing that, since you kind of need to know that for this room, I think. When a brain directs monsters to make a move they cannot make, such as onto an orthosquare, roaches and similar monsters, unlike Worbas, will consider other moves, moving down the list of preferences. If weight comes up as the first choice move, monsters will revert to an unbrained move. This leads these roaches to oscillate back and forth, provided that their target is south of them. This roach, by contrast, will never wait, because its west and east moves are equally good in terms of distance, and orthogonal moves are always preferred over waiting. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We believe the reason that brains ignore monsters may be that they understand that monsters may move in the future. Golem level, on the other hand, is a permanent obstacle. Okay. So, let's see. As far as actually clearing the room, except I don't have to do anything special there. This one should be easy enough to kill after I'm rid of the brains. Or I need to block it off with golem level. These two, easy enough. Not entirely sure about that one. Can I make this go into that tile? I'm sure I can. I'm not sure it's possible for this golem to block that path. that, but that doesn't really help. There we go. Okay. It wasn't that hard. Oh dear. Ooh, what is this? Okay. So I just need to force the roach to go to all of these plates, I guess. This one seems pretty tricky to make it reach. Well, if this door is closed, then simply making sure that its only path goes through this plate would be that hard. But then I need it to come back up. I think this is probably the right way. This down, up, down. It's probably the right way to do this. Let's have a look. Let's see what breaks if I try that. Maybe nothing breaks, I don't know. Right, so it'll be forced to press this on its way to that spot. And then easy enough to force it onto this plate. And then that one, it'll go through those trapdoors, come across this way. So I need to make sure that its path goes through this. I'm not entirely sure if it's really going to keep going south long enough to press this one. So I have to test. Oh. Okay, that's a problem. I can fix that though, right? Right. There we go. Yes. Okay. Alright, it does just keep going south. That's wonderful. The only problem is I have to go stab the brain really fast after it opens the way. So we'll do that. Okay. This was less bad than it looked. I think it didn't look that bad, but it looks a little more intimidating than it is. Okay, is this a similar room to the last one? What is there in this room that might... Oh, there's a spider in this room. That's why we have a vision token. Okay. So, pushing that closes these. We need that to be open. Sure. I would imagine so. There is not really any way whatsoever for their paths to naturally go through this plate. Because even if a path goes through this island, it's still just going to go across these tiles and back off again. It's never going to want to go farther north for any reason. I don't know of any reason why they would ever go around each other to the north. Is that a thing that ever happens? I'm not convinced that it is. Suppose I try to force the spider to go east. Around to where the roach's path is. Like that. And the roach is still going to be there a lot earlier than the spider. So even if it were about interfering with each other, there's not really any way to make them go to that island at the same time. They are way too far away from each other. Water, of which there is none in this room. Oh, wait. That's shallow water. Never mind, I didn't notice that there was shallow water in this room. Okay. So, if I just do nothing... and they would do this, and go there. Sure. I don't really know how to take advantage of that. I mean, any path that the roach can use is also a path the spider can use. So I don't really see how I could force the spider to go, say, across to the west. Without completely blocking off the roach. Seems infeasible. If there's a path from here to there at all, there's not really very many places for it to be. I'm almost certain it's going to be a quicker path than going across to here and then over there and then around this way. I guess I can try to make the path go back and forth a bunch. I don't think even that will work, because they can always just go around through here. I don't feel like going around through here is complicated enough. Fairly sure I should cut all of this. No. I know what I need to stick with. I want the path from here to there to be the short one, so I don't want to make this path long in a way that cuts that one off. Maybe something like this. Now the roach has a nice short path. I think I can fix that. Maybe. Actually, how would I fix that? Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I guess that path isn't long enough still. Okay. So I have to do something a little better than that. I'm pretty sure that's better. I'm not completely certain of this, though. It's still not good enough. Don't really have a whole lot of room to improve it, though. Oh, okay. Sure. I guess that little improvement was all that was needed. Fine. That's the giant rocket thing full of trapdoors. And this is a secret room that isn't a secret room. Well, it's a secret, but it's not really hard to find. Challenge. The roach must step on 21-9 while solving the room. Where's 21-9? This one? Sure. What are we even doing here? This closes doors. Doors are opened by these buttons. This does something. I guess that's just cleanup briar. Sure. The giant X mark made out of alternate 4 here for some reason. And bridges. Not sure what that's about. Alright. So, I mean, we're effectively doing something similar to the last one. Oh yeah. Imagine this many doublings of attack. Alright, so... just carving a path for the roach to take. I'm not really sure about this challenge. That is, I'm not sure what makes it so hard. Right? Like, if I'm the roach, I'm taking this path. This might be a problem, but I'm gonna see if it is or not. And then it's gonna go up here. It's gonna go straight through there. And that should do it. Am I missing something? Oh, right. Yeah. I was thinking about this like I was breaking a bunch of broken walls. This is not brain visible. So... I don't really know how to get control over the roach's path at all in that case. Like, why would it ever even do the thing that I have to make it do here at all? I don't know. I mean, I don't think this will work, but... Yeah, that's what I thought. there is absolutely no way to make the roach go east again after it goes all the way to the west. And I believe the same is true for going north and south. So if I brought it all the way north to this plate, it's never going back south to that plate. I guess, let me think about its behavior again. Here it refuses to go any farther to the east. If it had one more tile to walk onto, would it go east onto that tile? Just to be able to go north. Yeah? So if I just carve out more of this X shape, then it should be willing to go diagonally through it, I think. No. Here it mysteriously decides to stop. I have no idea why. Okay. Give it more space to go north through. It doesn't care. Or does it? No, I opened a space. So if I were to do that, would it keep going north? I mean, if it was unbrained, it would go north through those tiles. So, yeah, it does. Alright, so in terms of solving this without the challenge, this should work. Sure. Okay. So, just hypothetically, maybe I could put a brain here and open it that way to make it stand on the tile that it must stand on. Hang on. Make a screenshot of my existing solution. What I want to do is... Okay, I've made a note for myself. So... start this out the same way. And here, I'm going to try this. I also happen to know that a bunch of the Z shape I made was irrelevant anyway. Alright, this probably won't work, or else the challenge wouldn't be so challenging. But I'm kind of curious why it won't work. Okay, that's an issue, but that's a solvable issue, isn't it? Yeah? That seems to have done it. The roach more traveled. I have to comment about the wording here. Usually challenges are worded as imperatives, like make the roach step on this hot tile, or don't let the roach do this thing. This one is phrased as a must, like the roach must step on 21-9 while solving the room. It implies something about the roach instead of commanding the player to do something, which sounds a little odd. I just think it's kind of funny. Alright, it was a fun room. For being a secret room with a challenge, it wasn't too hard compared to some other secret rooms I've done. Okay. Brained rock giants pathfind as if they were a single tile monster on the tile closest to their target. This means they can move towards passages that are too narrow for the whole giant to pass through. I mean, they always could, but it means that they will, yeah? Hold on a second. Okay. So, what's the goal in this room? Can I turn the mic back on? I think yes. Yeah. Okay. We've got some doors, some plates. I mean, I don't know. This is getting into really nitpicky, like, very pedantic. It says they can move toward passages. They always could, but what it's meaning is that when brained, they sometimes will, which is not exactly the same as saying what they can do. I don't know. So... actually trying to do in this room. I need the giants to go into the two doors, right? So...
My name is Beethro.
Yes, thank you. Very insightful. I don't think this is what I wanted to do. So I need to get one of them back to the other side of the wall, basically. I needed them to be on the same side of the wall for me to, you know, get into the passage. But now one of them has got to come back to the other side without me getting killed by it. The other one should stay where it is, which I'm a little less sure how to achieve. Maybe something like this. How do I get past this guy here? Can I? I don't know if I can. I mean, clearly I'm supposed to do something with these trapdoors to, like, cut them off, but I'm not sure what. Like, I shouldn't drop the trapdoor before the giant has gone past it. Because otherwise it can't go past it. But... how do I get past this one? This is the main issue I'm not really sure about. Somehow I have to get past one of them for this to work. There's not really anywhere I can go to survive going past one of them, as far as I can tell. and I can see exactly how to lock one of them into a side with the trapdoor after I get past it. But I don't actually see a way to get past it. Just isn't any space to pass by one anywhere. It's too narrow. Okay, that wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was. I was probably focusing too much on the mirrors and thinking that I needed them for something, when in fact I could have just thrown them away after getting the room. I'm not going to try this challenge because I just finished the room. I also don't really see how that's doable. That would require me to pass through a giant. I guess there's some ways that you can use a mirror to do that. I don't know. Alright. Here we have brains and invisibility. Which, in theory, I should know a thing or two about since I made a whole level like that. What's with these floor tiles? not a spider on any of them. They're just kind of there. Alright. We have what appears to be 4 copies of exactly the same setup. Which is interesting. But entering any copy will cause all of the others to react because of the brains. Should I be trying to open a brain path? Or trying to leave them closed? I certainly don't want that to happen. Sorry about the coughing. So if I just try to do this part of the room, as though it were in isolation, and I'm left with this situation, and trying to enter that one will fail. What about entering this one? Can't do that either. Suppose that I open a brain path and try to lure them away inside. Is that going to help? I'm not really sure it does. These mirrors have to exist for a reason, though. Did this achieve anything else here? No. I guess I can kill this golem now. That's something. Not sure what else I can do. If I allow this one to be brained, it will immediately step on the door, or step on the plate. If I try to walk into its area, it will immediately step on the plate. But as soon as I've done this, I'm basically stuck. Because now there's no way to prevent that one from going the wrong way. If I could get into this room, then I could fix it, maybe. That's not gonna happen, though. I guess this kind of works. This almost works. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This should achieve everything that I need, then. Because I know that it's fine if it starts from that central spot there. I can do it. No issues. And I know of a way by toggling brain address to get this one into a good position as well. Maybe that spot's good enough. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright. And now it's just 4 brains. No. 5 4 brains. Okay. Very nice. I have a feeling that I don't want the tar stuff to grow in this room. Just an impression that I have. But let's try to understand why. That toggles a fire trap. Great. Looks like if the tar stuff grows, it will block my way into the room, maybe? Maybe not? I don't know. What good does this brain do? I've got a stick. If the tar were in just the right place, I guess I could push its eye onto the fire trap, and the same thing for the mud. But it has to be really exactly the right place for that to work. So, I mean, the brain could block tar stuff from growing onto the tile the brain is on. Do I need to worry about that? Probably. Yeah, okay. So I want this to do this, so I can do that. But I can't have it growing there. So I guess what I should do is leave the brain on this tile here. Next goal is going to be to try to retrieve it somehow, which I don't know how to do. I needed it to be another tile. Then it would be retrieved. So probably almost the same thing here. Let the mud grow in the place in a way. Although how could I keep it in reach while letting it grow onto that? I don't really see a way for that to happen. Not really any way for this to grow want these tiles without this becoming unreachable? If it grows a couple of cycles, like all the way across that rectangle, then I hit the fire trap. And then there's a blob to the east, which would expand to the east. There's a blob to the north, which would expand to the south next time I can't get my directions right. There's a blob south of the mother eye, which will grow north into a position that is favorable. If I stand here. Okay. So that should do what I want. Yes. Thank you for your services. You may go to the retirement pit now. Alright. Moving on. I think this east from here is the only way left to go. No level at the moment. Branches 3 ways? No, it doesn't actually branch. Okay. I presume it's time to learn about stunning brains. Even though we kinda did some of that previously. Well, first of all, I'd like this brain to be a useful location for me. Yeah? Huh. I didn't know about that. That's not it? How else could I go about this? Guess I could be a tile closer if I did this just right. Like if I was pushing it this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Thank you, and now to the north. Okay. Here was a bunch of tokens. Recently, we have discovered that brain roach queens seem to calculate the path that a brain roach would take toward its target, and prefer a move opposite to the first step of that path. However, if this procedure dictates a horizontal or vertical move, the queen will instead prefer a diagonal move towards one of the halfway lines of the room. Thus, a brain queen's preferred move is always diagonal. However, as usual, if a preferred diagonal move is blocked, the queen will try to move vertically, then horizontally. This results in a situation where, if a queen is on the edge of a chamber and already touching one of the halfway lines of the room, she will oscillate back and forth over the line. TCNT storage. Not useful for us to direct citizens, but we have found them useful in isolating roach queens from the spawn they so eagerly produce. Sure. So what am I trying to do in this room? Need both of those held down. Okay. So I should try to bully this queen into the south side without letting this queen go. Oh boy. Have I ever mentioned how completely incomprehensible the behavior of brain queens is? I mean, I'm aware part of the goal of this room is to try to make them less opaque, but there's really just no intuitive way to understand them. I'm not really seeing a way to disrupt this pattern. Oh, wait, points. Yeah. Well, I can get both of them into the same area. It's not really what I want, but I can do it. Sorry. Oh, I guess that works. Okay. And to the north. Okay. Giants pathfind as if they were single-tiled monsters, and all brained monsters prefer north and west over other directions if the path map distance to the target is equal. These two rules in combination have an interesting consequence when when the target has a sword and is facing northwest. Can you see why the giant... Why would a research log say, can you see why the giant behaves as it does? Oh well. I presume these are all bad plates that we don't want to press. Yeah. All right. And over here. There's an abundance of broken wall in this room. am I trying to do here? So we need to last 7 spawns without something happening, but I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not sure exactly what. If I leave this completely alone, then the tar blocks the way, and there is no way to unblock the way. Meaning that I'm supposed to somehow prevent it from going into this part of the corridor? Only I don't see any way to actually do that. Oh gosh. We have a stick here, which I assume is relevant somehow. The brain over there. Yeah. I mean, I can't block the way here with the brain, because it just dies. I can't stun the brain because I don't have a way to get access to it. No tar babies at all will spawn before the entire hot tile area is covered anyway. Is that what I should have the brain fixed for me? Because if the brain's over here, then it will block the tar and make a baby spawn. And then what? I guess I need the baby's path to go through the hot tiles somehow. Okay. So that path is too short, right? I need it to be a little bit longer. Okay. This is approximately 10 to short. Still. So I should try to make a really long path then. Okay. 1, 2, 3, wait. Oh, okay, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, I need to make the path 7 tiles shorter, I guess? I'm just gonna take a wild guess and cut through this. See what that does. It's actually still too long. By about 2 or so. So maybe this one or that one. It's not exactly 2, is it? We'll see. Yeah, I should make it shorter still. I think I've cut almost everything I can from this part of the path. Maybe making that diagonal and bring it closer. Yeah, it's off by 1 tile now, so all I have to do is just cut 1 more, basically. So if I go back up here, I think if I just cut that, then it should be good. Yeah, that works, I guess. I don't know if this completely fixes the problem, but... Oh no, okay, it creates a cycle. That's nice. That's really cool. When you get it right, it just automatically loops itself into the right place. That's honestly really neat. Although, I don't know. I was gonna say for a second, oh, I'm not sure how to clean up. Just open this wall and we're good. No more needs to be done. There we go. This is neat. Once I understood what I was trying to do. Okay. And off to the east. More explanations. Because we're dealing with seep. Rain seep and water skippers have their own unique path maps. They count up by 1 for each tile they can move on, wall for seep, water for water skippers, and 1,000 for each floor tile. In effect, they rank all paths first by number of floor tiles, and among paths that are equal by distance in terms of the tiles they can walk on. This means that even if they cannot reach their target, they will move through a massive wall or water to the side they perceive to be closest to him. This is an English note. None of these scrolls has an antecedent for him. I know that they're saying by this they mean their target, but it should just say their target, because none of these refer to anyone other than the skippers as a noun, or like tiles. Like it's talking about how they rank tiles and it just says closest to him. I mean, it's obvious what you mean, but just as a matter of English grammar, there's no antecedent for him. Anyway. Let's see, I guess I should bunch them here. Then what? Then I can chase them here. Okay, I must not have seen that. Although in that case, target is a strange word to use him with. Let me look again. Yeah, it does say their target. You're right. Closer to... I guess, okay. That is a reasonable antecedent. There are cases in the game where the target is not a him, though. I mean, it often is, but if you're playing as a negotiator player role or something, then it's not. I would be inclined to put it there instead of him. I don't know. I guess just my English language style guide that's in my head tripped on that sentence a little bit. What are we doing here? The last thing that I have to do to finish the room is do this. I have to kill the brain and drop the trapdoor to kill that. Sure. This toggles this door. How can I kill all these seats on the east side? So, if I could make one of them conveniently stand on that door, then I guess I could kill them by toggling the door, but I don't know how to do that. Hello. Is there an amount of destruction that will convince them to go across? I guess there is. One down. Ooh. I hope I haven't already messed this up somehow. Well, I've got all of them. We're done. That's it, right? Okay. When I walked into this room, I thought I saw a gigantic blank canvas, and that was intimidating, because that tends to be the hardest room to solve, to figure out what you're supposed to paint on such a giant blank canvas, but I just went by the intuition that I should cut off the north side from the east side, and that seems to have worked, so that's nice. Is this room also going to be seep? Yes, probably yes. There are seep in this room. This neat, like, symbol. This looks kind of like, I don't know, a medieval fantasy game, like a banner with like a coat of arms on it would have this in pixels. Anyway. How does clearing this room actually proceed? We have lots of disarm tokens, decoy potion, this that does something, stick, lots of things. So okay. Alright. So there's just this one seat. And walking into the room instantly makes it start going towards a trap, and I don't see any way to make it stop going towards the trap, other than to have it go to a different trap, I think. Okay, I can do this. That will make it go back and forth. I can do that to disarm myself, and then it will come to me. Well, I've had a lot of hiatuses that someone doing a serious Let's Play might not have, I guess. I can stun the brain with this stick, which seems useful, maybe? I don't know. What do I actually want to achieve here? At some point, I need to hold down this plate, because I probably need this decoy for something, although I don't know what. At some point, I need to stab this eye. Presumably, I need to stab it myself? I'm expected, probably, to bring a sword into this area because of this broken wall, although I could have destroyed this broken wall earlier. So... okay. To kill this eye, I have to open this door. To open this door, I have to open the trapdoor gate. So I have to disarm before I can do this, before I can do that. Cool. I don't know. I guess I should go take a sword back? I'm still not really sure what I'm doing here. There's only one thing that can stand on this plate to help me into that door, which is the brain. Except... if the brain is sitting here, and I'm sorted when I go in here, I guess the decoy is supposed to just kill the brain. No. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna try to understand this room better by trying to do it without paying any attention to the seep. If I pretend that the seep isn't here, which it is, but if I pretend that it's not, then I would go put the brain there so that I can enter this passage. I would take up a sword, get disarmed, go press this plate, and then go take this, and then go back, and kill this eye, and then I would walk in here and have a decoy finish off the brain. So, presumably, I'm supposed to do that exact sequence of actions, while also preventing the seep from getting stuck. Notably, if I am stunning the brain, I can leverage that to make the seep go into that spot there, which seems potentially useful, maybe? I don't know. So for one thing, yeah, after I disarm, the seep wants to go to this patch of land to come kill me. And I'm not really sure how to prevent it from doing that. Like, how do I keep it out of my way? hand off the traps while I go try to press that plate. I guess I can get it all the way to almost against a trap. Yeah, that's not good enough. That just gets me killed. Okay. Hypothesis, idea, concept. You know, monsters that can't normally live on walls, if they're on something like a door that a seep can also occupy, they block the seep. I can presumably go back and get a stick after rearming, since I need the brain to be somewhere different. In fact, I don't know of any reason why I wouldn't be allowed to kill the seep at this point, right? Is there some reason I can't kill it yet? I don't see any. I mean, the obstruction to solving the room when I did things just recklessly before was the fact that the seep was still there. So surely getting rid of it is good, right? I don't see any way that this is going to fail. But the room's very complicated mechanisms intimidatingly make it seem like something is wrong with this. Okay, I might see what the problem is here. Alright, so I guess I can't kill the seep yet. This is the issue. This open green door. So I can go ahead and get rid of both of the eyes because there's no way to push them out or anything. But what I need to do after that is retrieve the brain and keep the seep alive at the same time, I think. So if I do this, yeah, the seep will go off towards the trap, which is what I want. For now. That's why these doors open. Okay. But how can I kill the seep from this area? If that's what I'm supposed to do. Because the entire problem is there's no way for the seep to get from the inner wall area to the outer wall area. And I don't feel that... Oh, this closes... Okay. Never mind. There is a way to do that. That closes a door that makes it possible. I'm gonna get out of the way. Thank you. Okay, so this closes a door, which lets the seep start to path towards me. And now even an unrelated seep can reach me. I can kill it. And there we go. Alright, that's neat. So that's it for kind of this pathway. There was somewhere I could have gone south and went north, I think. That's right, this hub back here. But I also didn't go east from here, so I guess I'll check out this way. Oh, is this the Queen exam? I hope not. So don't let it press any of those, I guess. I need to push this with the Queen. Oh boy. Alright. I assume that letting it spawn would be bad. Might be an incorrect assumption, but... yeah, so... maybe I do need to let it spawn? Because I don't see any other way to change its parity. That's literally it. Just make it spawn. Just let it spawn. Fine. Okay. Just let it spawn. Oh. Now what? And we're gonna open this, and then we want the queen to path to here without touching any of those. Okay. If I just let it be, then it will do that. Okay. So it doesn't like there are obstacles here, I guess. No, removing those obstacles didn't help. Here. Don't tell me I'm supposed to let this one spawn. I get rid of some walls here. Will it go north? Not really. It really does not want to go north here. So what would it do if that space were completely open? It will just do that, of course. So I definitely need to block its path somehow. I genuinely don't know of a way to do this room other than trial and error as I'm doing it now. Like, just see what the queen does and then try making a change and then see if that fixes the problem. I did something earlier that successfully let it go a little farther than that. Not sure what it was. Maybe it was that. That doesn't seem to help. This. Okay, that might work if I don't let it spawn. Yay! Did it. Okay. I get the impression there's still an awful lot to this level. Like, at least as much south as there is north, and then some more stuff to the east. I think this is a good place for me to stop. You may have noticed, and I'm sorry about it, but I've started to have some coughing and crud in my throat, especially bad lately, so I don't want to continue bothering with that, and it's pretty close to when I would normally end anyway. So I'll call it there, and we will continue testing cerebrums next time. I should just be back next week, as far as I know. So for the moment, thank you for watching. Hope you have an excellent week, and this year goes better than next time. Yeah, 7 sounds like too much for me to finish in like 15 minutes. Or 30 or whatever. Anyway. See you around.